Good day, beautiful, bountiful, beloved, immortal beings, and good-looking people. You know you're good-looking because you're always looking for and finding the good. You have found good in abundance because you've tuned in consciously and conscientiously to I on Las Vegas with your humble host, Barry Shore. And we're going to have a real romp. We do this with some of the most energetic, informative, transformative beings on the planet. And they're all either here or coming to Las Vegas because Las Vegas is one of the most visited places on the planet. People purposely come here. They love the energy and the freedom of Las Vegas. Let me tell you a couple points that I think you'll absolutely love. Is a state called California in the United States. California is the most populous state in the union, 30 plus million people. If you take the population of California and you add in the population of the state of Oregon, which is just north of that, and you add in the population of the entire state of Washington, which is just north of that, you put them all together, it doesn't equal the number of people that come visit Las Vegas in a year. That's right. 41 million people from around the world come to Las Vegas every year to participate in all kinds of events. And we have with us today one of the most eventful people on the world that I know. His name is Mark Harris. Mark, please say hello to 401,222 people around the world.
Hey, guys. Nice to see you, Barry. Thanks for having me.
A pleasure. Well, as I said, I in Las Vegas is all about energy, freedom, and let's make it very blunt, money, because they all go together, right? When you have money or you want to have an abundance mindset, let's not even call it money. Let's talk about an abundance mindset, Mark. So I asked Mark to be here today, and he agreed. And I'm so happy that because Mark runs one of the most important, successful, and transformative summits that exist anywhere on the planet. Everybody should think about joining and being here. I'll give you the dates, and then I'm going to ask Mark to talk to us in depth of what it is. The dates are July 29th, 30, and 31 of the year 2024. Just right around the corner. So what's happening at the Fontainebleau at the end of July, Mark Harris?
Hey, well, thank you, Barry. So, it has to start with, your people in your audience. And the truth is, first, I like to say everybody's an investor. Everybody needs to realize that they put their time, money, effort into investing into projects. Even if it's just a job, you're investing in that job and looking for a return. A lot of you have businesses, maybe a startup, entrepreneurs, even a fast growing company, maybe even work in a great place for a bigger company or whatever, or maybe you have a real estate investments, or maybe they claim that your home is the biggest investment you ever make, kind of thing. So everybody's an investor. So I put together an amazing group called Investors Mastermind. It's mainly a private group of people who are either one of three people. They're either founders of companies who literally first are looking to have great companies. Because whether you're looking for capital or you're investing, it's all about investing into a project, a business, an enterprise that's worthy to grow, worthy to do great things in the world, worthy to serve the market it's in, and so forth. And that's really how my group looks at their businesses, their entrepreneurial activities, that they look at them as investments. They want to get a return on those investments, and that's got multiple bottom lines. We believe in bottom line 360, which is basically not just money returns, but we want raving fans for clients, raving fans for our people, raving fans for our vendors, raving fans with the marketplace, raving fans with the media, raving fans with our investors. Everybody has got to be a raving fan, golden rule kind of stuff. And then we get to be raving fans too. And so this is for those kind of people. And if they want capital, we help them create, fashion, design an enterprise or project that's worthy to be invested in. And then they take that money, time, effort, maybe partnerships and other things, and invest it into these projects in a great way. So it just becomes a beautiful upward spiral of growth, of benefit, of great things. So Investors Mastermind is our group, but once a year, we allow people to come who are not members to attend as like guests. We open up the doors for the invitation for that. And
so that's I want to unpack a few things. First of all, everything you want to know about Mark, and more importantly, the Investors Mastermind Summit is going to be at the show notes. So just go to barryshore.com, go to ilasvegas.com, just click on the show notes below, and it'll all be there. I urge people to really make the effort to be there because it'll only be for your benefit. If you have anything to do with a business, you want to invest, you want to increase your money in the world, go there because there'll be some great companies that are worthy, the W word. I love this, Mark, you're unpacking it, that are worthy of your time, your money, and your effort. And if you're a company, this is the place you want to be for your time, your money, and your effort to be there because you're going to interact with people of the highest caliber. This is so, again, this is Las Vegas. Let's be blunt. This is a town that is involved in what we call the good hustle. The good hustle means there's stuff happening 24/7. And when you get together at the Fontainebleau, one of the greatest hotels in the world, some of the best people in the world that are all looking to help. You see, this is service. So you mentioned raving fans. So I love this only because I built fairly large business that I sold to a public company and did very, very well. And when we built our company, we talked, as you mentioned in our private conversations, there's only two things in the world that matter: innovation and marketing. So we had that combination. We did very well. I told people, we're not looking for users or clients. We're looking for raving fans. And here's how I describe raving fans, Mark. I want people running through the streets naked, shouting, "Einstein cares," one of my companies. Running through the streets naked, shouting, "Einstein cares." That's a raving fan. It's an image for you. I love also what you said about the upward spiral. So let's talk about that. Let's unpack it. That's a great acronym for us. In other words, what's us? I say us is either United Souls, upward spiral. Because when you have that, everyone wins. Let's talk about everyone winning, Mark. That's your life.
It is. Yeah. I mean, basically, the reason why I'm really still in business for that is because I have a big goal in my life is to make about $8 billion. And I don't have that yet, but I will. And my goal is to get $1 per person, basically, to promote the golden rule worldwide. It's really, I think if we could start really thinking about each other the way we should be thought about that we'd want to be thought about, talk to people the way we'd want to be talked to, talk about people the way we want to be talked about, do to people the way we want to be done to, the world would be a far better place. And we would be doing our part to create it into a paradise that I know that all of us would love to have. So that's really what my big goal in life is. And therefore in business, it just relates back to the same thing, that the golden rule is thinking about your clients the way you'd want to be thought about, thinking about your prospects the way you want to be thought of, thinking about your team, your employees, your vendors, your investors, everybody who's affected by your actions in your business the way you'd want to be thought about. And then, of course, we get to be raving fans of the company as well. So that's kind of how it all unpacks there.
And again, this is all happening at a physical location. And you can be part of it. And I urge people, you should be part of it. July 29, 30, 31. If you look on your calendar, you'll notice something. It's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's not on the weekend. Well, that's great, because the real people, the real ones that make a difference in life are the ones that are working on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And they're putting in their most valuable asset, not their money, not their checkbook. Oh, nobody has a checkbook. Not their money, time. Time is the most valuable asset. I want to share with you something that you mentioned, Mark, and I urge you to use this on stage at the summit. When I was 9 years old, I was privileged to live in a place called Brookline, Massachusetts, right outside of Boston. And in New England, we have in the winter cold and snow and ice and all kinds of things. Well, I'm 75 chronologically, so if you're watching, you can see that. If you're listening, I'm telling you. And when we grew up, at least twice a year, sometimes 3 times, really fortunate, we'd have school called off because we have to have more than 6 inches of snow to have school called off. Okay. Those days, no internet, no cell phone and such. You listen to the radio and say, John D. Runkle School closed. Yay! Okay, so you kids, I'm 9 years old. So you can have 2 choices. You can go back to sleep or you can go play games, right? Well, I have a third choice. I was an entrepreneur even then, because I was making 25 cents a week as an allowance. I had to do something. So I bundled up, long underwear, coat, gloves, earmuffs, shovel, the whole bed with my shovel. I left the house by 7:20 in the a.m. And it was not really light out, but it was, and I just went knocking door to door, shoveling driveways and walkways and such. And I'll make the story short because it's really, the punchline is coming. I made $55 when I returned home at 5:18 in the p.m. And my father was there waiting for me in the kitchen. And he was making a cup of hot chocolate. And this was, by the way, not from a powder. He melted hot chocolate bars and made me a cup of hot chocolate. Okay. He said to me, my dear beloved son, which he loves to call me that. My dear beloved son, how do you spell business? I said, business. He says, right. Notice that the U comes before the I. When you take care of other people, the I will always be taken care of. That's what you just said in business. When you are there to serve and you're there to make sure that everybody in your orbit wins, your people you're selling to, the people you're buying from, the people that you're employing or that you're working with, everybody in your orbit wins. The you first, the I will always be taken care of. Is that right, Mark? Isn't that the way business?
What was your dad's name? I'm going to have to quote him on that from now on because I love that. So what was your dad's name? I know that you probably don't refer to him.
My dad is Bernard Shore. Bernard. People called him Bernie. I called him Dad. And
that's great. Well, absolutely. I love that to death. I think that to life. Okay. And it's really amazing. And now we know why you are the acronym king, because of what your dad did to you when you were younger. So that's awesome. I love it.
Right. And it took me 2 decades to understand it, by the way. Didn't have me say, wow, Dad, that's great. I'm a 9-year-old kid. As you work in business and you grow and you interact with human beings, you learn and say, wow, this is so wonderful because it's called the law of attraction. It's a law. It has to work.
Right. I love it. I love it.
And again, that's really what you do. I'm going to mention something that you alluded to, and it's important to talk about it because in many aspects, COVID was of benefit for the world. Now, some people might freak when they hear them. What are you talking about, Barry? Worldwide panic and such. Well, here's where the benefit comes in. There were many companies in the world, I know because I'm working with some of the biggest, that prior to COVID, they would wink and nod when it comes to giving or philanthropy and such like that. Okay, you sort of have to do it. After COVID, everybody became very conscious of what it means to be giving and thinking about someone else, even just a little bit. There was a shift in perspective, Mark. And companies, the biggest to the smallest, a person who owns one pizza place or a dry cleaners, anything, social good becomes part and parcel of who you are as a business, because business is not in any way divorced from real life. It's integral. So I'd like you to speak about that also when you're talking about the summit, again, in end of July at the Fontainebleau, that social good is really a driver in the entire energy of the process.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've gotten a lot of money, Investors Mastermind gets people to invest a lot of money. We're talking about in the last 20 months or so, we've gotten over $3 billion in approved deals.
That's a B. That's a B.
Yeah. For clients and projects and great things and stuff. And the thing is that if it can't do good and make money, it might be okay, but at least has to create raving fans with what it's doing, right? And we teach our companies that we invest in or with or whatever to do raving fan profitability in all parts of their business. And the reason why it is the number one business strategy that there is. It's the number one life strategy, but it's the number one business strategy there is, because we have a really high-end business development company that's helped the small tens of thousands of small companies. I personally taught 400,000 realtors and their businesses, and me and my team and my consultant groups and stuff have taught everybody from the small to the small startups all the way to fast-growing companies and half the Fortune 100 companies. But the truth is that if you really are constantly thinking about everybody the way you'd want to be thought about in each of these different areas, you get rid of their frustrations. So I'll give you a perfect example.
Don't give an example. You know why? Don't give an example. Because we have sponsors that love this show, and we're going to go to a brief commercial break. It's less than a minute, and we're going to come back with more Mark Harris right after this 44-second break. You're going to love it. We're right back with more Mark.
What if you could shop at your favorite local stores, swipe your current credit card, and get extra cashback rewards? And what if you could also have donations sent to your favorite cause at no extra cost to you? What if this amazing program was absolutely free and very simple to set up? Well, What If is here. Welcome to Einstein Cares, where your everyday shopping gives you and your favorite cause extra money. It's fast, it's easy, and effortless.
Good day, beautiful, bountiful, beloved, immortal beings, and good-looking people. Remember, you're good-looking. You're always looking for and finding the good. Our cup runneth over with good Mark Harris. Everything you want to know about Mark Harris, you can go two places. Go to the link here for Las Vegas or barryshore.com. It'll all be there. You need to know more about this amazing being, what he's doing, what he's working with, and the group that he works with, these impressive people all around the planet. They're all going to be congregating at the end of July of this year, 2024, July 29, 30, and 31, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of 2024 at the Fontainebleau Hotel. Urge everyone, consider being there, being involved. You're an investor? You want to make more money? You want to do more good in the world? You have a vision for something that's going to make a difference in the world? You want to be a madman like Mark? MAD stands for make a difference. Be there. So, Mark, I had you on the edge of saying to us and teaching us about social good, raving fans, and the fact that you just did in the past 20 months, raised almost $4 billion for companies, and you have a pathway that's available for businesses to check off a list and make sure that they're on the straight and narrow to being successful. So please continue talking about that.
Well, there's three things really that this is for. This is for the business entrepreneur startup and all that. And then there's those companies that properly structured where they have these projects. It could be real estate projects. It could be new products, businesses, acquisitions, whatever they want. And then we help them get ready to get the capital raising process done. So we have a capital raisers challenge that we get for people, which leads into people attending an event like we're about to talk about. And then, of course, the investors then want to mentor, invest their time, money, effort, and now know-how and everything else into helping this business thrive, this project thrive, this movement thrive, whatever it is, and to do great things together. That's what we do. And that's a little bit what this event is all about. Normally, we're pretty much a closed group, or it's a private group, a membership only kind of group. But once a year, we open it up to non-members to attend as a guest and things like that. It's called the Leadership Summit, where we bring all kinds of people who are doing a lot of different things like that in projects and industries and everything from entertainment to everything you can imagine to do it together. In fact, this particular event is the event of all events in so many different places because of four simple reasons. Number one, the Fontainebleau, $3.5 billion hotel, one of the biggest, baddest, beautifulest, brand newest hotels as you can imagine. And I spent 3 days there a couple weeks ago just to get everything ready. And second of all, they get the largest royal ballroom in the United States. I don't know if you knew that or not. And then they have this exquisite...
Wait a minute, and you're telling me that the event is going to be in the largest ballroom in the United States?
That's right. Yeah, we procured that. And then basically it's got this Blue Live Theater, which is immaculately wonderful. It's just exquisite. And we have the best people coming, the greatest management team in the planet, and the greatest topic that everybody really wants to know about is money. Like you said, it's one of the top things, but we believe in spiritual capitalism. So therefore it's not all about money. It's actually about first doing the things that are right, doing the things that are good and all that. And so And then the cherry on top is, because we're launching a new entertainment fund, we decided to actually make it a self-fulfilling prophecy by literally creating one of the most amazing, probably the number one largest entertainment event of the year. Okay, at the event as well.
Okay, wait a minute. Everybody's on the edge of their seats. Come on, Harris, spill the beans. What are you talking about? A great entertainment idea.
So what we did was I talked to my partners and said, okay, what are some of the projects we're investing in for the entertainment fund, right? And one of them was the fact that we wanted to produce something during the 55-year anniversary of Elvis Live in Vegas. Okay, which actually originally happened at the Hilton there, which is now the Westgate. But right next door is this unbelievably Fontainebleau hotel, and we're going to be celebrating the 55-year anniversary of Elvis. You may say, well, I've seen
I want to unpack for people around the world. Everybody, I think, it doesn't matter your age, because most of the people listening are under the age of 35. But even still, everybody, I think, has heard of Elvis Presley.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, he and his wife and his children and his songs are still in the news.
Elvis lived,
Tom Hanks just did a movie with Austin Butler playing Elvis, and it was like a big hit. In fact, Austin Butler's coming as one of the people at this event. But the thing is that we said, okay, for every song that Elvis sang that night 55 years ago, we're going to have an A-list celebrity sing it. People like, Keith Urban. We've got John Oates from Hall & Oates. We've got people like the Ann Wilson from Heart. And we've got the lead singer from Chicago. And we've got Sting wants to join us. And we got Jelly Roll wants to join us. I mean, it's just all kinds of great people doing this event. And I said, well, let's buy out the entire event just for our partners and our clients and the people who attend this Investors Mastermind, so we can have this really an amazing party. And that's what we're doing.
So I want to emphasize again, it's so fun. FU, capital N, capital N. Those of you who listen to my podcast regularly know what I'm talking about. It's the 4-letter FU word, FU, capital N, capital N. When you integrate into what's called your business life, then things flow and everything gets better. So you can't, and you don't want to separate money from you. If you do that, then money will no longer be your servant. It might even become a taskmaster, and it's a horrible one. You want it to be your servant. So here you have the integration of, as my father said, taking care of the others, entertainment, thinking people, caring people, social good, upward spiral, all the positive, purposeful, powerful, pleasant aspects. I'm urging everybody, really look at your calendar and consider being there, because this is a unique event that you really want to be involved with. It's to your advantage. Let's be blunt. Everybody wants and is looking for an advantage in life, right? Well, this is your advantage. It's a mental, spiritual, physical advantage. Am I right on that, Mark? It's physical, mental, spiritual advantage.
And as you and I both know, the truth is, as Gandhi said, he said, one can't change one compartment of your life without affecting all the other compartments, right? It's all connected, right? We have, if you mess up in the money realm, your life is a mess. If you mess up in the spiritual dimension, your life is, if you mess up in the family, your life is, it's got to be all synchronized. And that's why we try to do it all together. And let's have fun. Let's do good. Let's make money.
Oh, wow. Let's have fun. Let's make money. And again, in a fabulous setting with wonderful people. You get a chance to meet Mark Harris. You might even get a chance to meet Barry Shore. I mean, there's just so much that you can, and other people. And it's something to really build your time around. End of July 29, 30, 31 at the Fontainebleau. The whole genius of Las Vegas, as a friend of mine said to me recently, he feels like this is a pirate's cove, in the sense of there's something happening here. There's energy, there's freedom. And he and his partner escaped. And I think I'll introduce you, Mark, from Los Angeles. They built a remarkably thriving business, and the politics of California were crushing them. They said, well, where else can we go? So they looked at different places. You got obviously Texas, Florida, such. But wait a minute, Las Vegas, it's right here. It's next to California. Why not? And they relocated here. They took them, made 6 weeks. They made the decision. They relocated past year and a half and soaring even bigger. And talking about this is a big business. So the freedom and the energy that exists in Las Vegas really is something you want to tap into, you want to plug into, and then to surround it with the 55th anniversary of Elvis Presley. I mean, let's be blunt. Elvis Presley was a shift in perspective for America, almost akin to the internet, because he made a difference. He crossed the race line. He swiveled his hips. He went into the army. I mean, he made music that is still listened to, that still tugs, that makes a difference in the world. And he went to tragedy. He was not we're trying to redeem him in the most positive way. How? By making sure we say Elvis lives. Elvis, of course, same letter spell lives. And that's what we're doing. So we only have a couple more minutes, Mark. I just want to recap some of the things that you said in terms of companies that are seeking partners in capital raise. Again, I want to use these words carefully, not that you're looking for money. See, if you just say, I'm looking for money, that's that's not abundance mindset. If you're looking to say, I want to attract people to my vision, and my vision is something that's going to be world changing. It's going to be good for the world. The world needs it and wants it and will pay for it. And I'm going to even show you how we're going to get in, make an exit, and everybody will win. Isn't that what we're looking for, Mark? That's the kind of companies.
Yeah, it's, give and it shall be given to you kind of thing, right? Giving starts the receiving process. And that's the same, believe it or not, people don't know this, but it's the same in business. I'm going to give something to my client, and there's 4 things you can do. You can do less than you promised, which means you're a thief. You can do as promised, which means you're just a mediocre player. Or you can actually do better than they expect and over deliver, which means now you're getting somewhere. We typically do let's go the extra mile because that turns people into raving fans. Let's not only do what they expected, but go twice as far. So they say, wow, who are you? Then everybody talks about you. Everybody wants to work for you. Everybody wants to invest in you. Everybody wants to promote you. Everybody, all the podcasts once you have on there, all the different channels of distribution want to, because you're over delivering and you're making raving fans out of everybody.
And you're doing it in the most gentle, loving, pleasant way possible, as you and I have discussed. Everybody should recognize you're a cog. Now, sometimes people think cog, a small piece in a big machine. Yes, because if you learn what a cog is, you'll say, yay! Cog stands for channel of goodness, child of God. When you look and work on that realm and that mindset, and the you comes before the I, then your business doesn't just grow. It mushrooms, it continues to expand and deliver, over deliver, and go as far as possible. And in this world today, by the way, that's the best way to separate yourself. And you do that, you stand out. It's so easy because not everybody is making the time and has the awareness and the money and the effort. You make the effort and you will succeed. Mark, I'm going to give a blessing from you and me. You ready? Our blessing to everybody. Of course, everybody be there July 29, 30, 31 at the Fontainebleau, and just check it out in the link below. Our blessing from Mark and Barry is go forth, live exuberantly, spread the seeds of joy, happiness, peace, and love. Go mad. Go make a difference.